Welcome back. A federal judge in Maryland on Friday sentenced Nicholas Rosk, who now goes by the first name of Sophie, to 8 years in prison for attempting to kill Justice Brett Kavanaugh after a draft decision of the landmark Dobbs versus Jackson was leaked weeks before it was released. Attorney General Pam Bondi says they will appeal the sentence, calling it woefully insufficient, as federal prosecutors were calling for Rosk, or Sophie, to serve at least 30 years in prison. The sentence was handed down by Judge Deborah Boardman, who was appointed to the bench by former President Biden in 2021. Joining me now with the reaction is Senator Eric Schmitt, a member of the Senate Judiciary Committee. Senator, good to have you. Thanks very much for being here. Your reaction?
I'm glad Attorney General Bondi's, moving forward with an appeal here. This is outrageous. I think at a time where we talk about the political violence that has taken hold of the left, when 25% of self-described very liberal individuals are willing to tell a pollster they think political violence is justified if it reaches a political means, where over 55% of those on the left believe that the assassination of President Trump would be at least somewhat justifiable. The idea that you had someone deranged like this trying to take out and murder a Supreme Court justice, and this is all that individual gets, is ridiculous. I think the grounds for appeal are strong. These weird musings about this individual being, transgender and that, coming into play somehow in the sentencing is wrong. And so hopefully she's successful in that effort. But it's odd because this could potentially get to the Supreme Court, where you have Justice Kavanaugh sitting on the Supreme Court. I mean, it should have never happened this way, but it's a terrible decision by this judge.
That's a great point that you made. All right, I want to move on to the FBI's Arctic Frost campaign. Tell us what it is and what they did, because the political dirty tricks that have been going on for a decade plus are beyond unbelievable imagination.
And they're all being exposed now. And I think one of the reasons why the Democrats tried so ruthlessly to keep President Trump out of office is they were worried about these sorts of things ever coming to light. So what is Arctic Frost? It was a coordinated campaign by the FBI to go after January 6th, any Republicans. They had wide-ranging subpoena power that was likely unconstitutional to go after Charlie Kirk's organization, Turning Point USA. I was on the executive board of the Republican Attorneys General Association at the time. They were going after that organization. Really, this massive sweep to try to pull in the Republican apparatus for criminal prosecution. And so you put that in the context of what happened in 2016 with the Russiagate and everything that they did there, and everything kind of trying to sideline a presidency there. You then go into 2020 with the FBI involved with the Hunter Biden laptop, trying to debunk that or pre-bunk that. So this is part and parcel of an FBI that was corrupted by a lot of people, and there needs to be accountability.
It sounds like it was all a conspiracy, just as Devin Nunes just told us. Let's take a break, and I want to get your take on that when we come right back.
Hey, it's Will Cain. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News channel on YouTube. It's the best way to get our latest interviews and highlights. And click to subscribe to the Will Cain podcast for full episodes right now.